Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh. Yeah. Welcome to the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, bringing you that boom bap reference right here on this beautiful December 3rd date. So come around and don't hate. I know you couldn't wait, but now it's time to contemplate and get down with the sister from Uptown who goes by the name of Jackie Lokma.
Hey.
Man, I still got it. I used to be in the choir.
I was a little afraid for you. I'm like, oh, breathe, please, breathe.
That's right. That's right. Big up to Friendship Baptist Church up in Trenton, New Jersey. Y'all know me. I slept and then got kicked out the choir. Them services be long.
Was your choir director a middle-aged or older lady? A younger older lady? Okay, so she had the heels and the bob. Exactly. And she's directing the choir with her whole hands.
What about 15 fans in the back pocket? Where the fans at? What's good, Jackie? Good to see you.
Ooh, we good to be here, man. This every day I wake up and I turn the news on, it's like, oh.
Oh man. I know, and we got a little break from regular news with the whole Diddy doc that we.
Listen, you know me. I don't pay that much attention. Like my whole relationship with celebrity it never has been like a thing. I've never been like, ooh, that's so and so. There's no reason for that. It's just I've never kind of been like that because I mean if I don't know you in real life and if you live like I don't know these people, so I don't really I don't care. Right? I was trying to avoid saying that. Like
I mean, it's entertainment. Should we care?
But that's kind of I think that's the truth with me. And there isn't and there never has been like a political reason for that. That's just kind of how I am. Like if you do not have any impact on my life, I don't care. I don't care about you. I just, other than in the general, I want all human beings to be well kind of sense. But like, I don't care what rich people do. And I've never been, that's never been like my thing, not even with music. But this thing with Diddy is fascinating. Like, so when you grow up kind of in a music influenced environment, because DC in the 80s and the 90s was like this great mixture of punk, emerging like thrash metal and go-go at the so you had these three subcultures kind of meeting together in DC, and it was all driven by the music, and there was a lot of politics kind of mixed in that because of what was going on in the country at the time, during the Reagan administration, the crack epidemic, that kind of thing. So like musicians were all over the place. Here in DC, the 930 Club was a big deal. It was every influential alternative band, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rob Zombie, Nona Hendrix,
Mm.
What's the a White Zombie,
Mm.
all of the punk bands, Bad Brains, Beefeater, Dirty
Beefeater.
Rotten
Wow.
Imbeciles, Cro-Mags, uh, shoot, Scream, all of the punk bands. The DC was a center of music, and then you had Go-Go, Chuck Brown, Trouble Funk, EU, your Junkyard. It was just great. And DC was also a big like 70s funk kind of. So DC was just this is a musical city, and people don't kind of realize it. And being a punk, I was kind of exposed to a lot of these musicians, but I still was not like, oh, that. I think the only person I ever had that kind of fangirly experience with was when I met Nona Hendrix.
Mm.
And that's because, have you seen her? Jesus Christ.
Mm. I mean,
Like, and this was like 30, 20, 25 years ago when oh my God, she was just,
not.
her voice was amazing. She was amazing. She was gorgeous. And I'm just like, wow.
Now
That's
bring me back around. We would talk about Diddy's documentary.
yes. So thank you. Thank you. Let me land. I'm landing the plane. It's windy. It's gonna be blowing all over the place. Yes. I haven't had most of my coffee. Thank you.
I was
So
like,
so
what was we
the
talking about
whole, yeah. So the whole bad boy hip hop era
again?
was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah, it
And there
was.
was a huge part of my early adulthood. I don't think there's a bad boy artist that I didn't like, just really, really like.
Mm.
And I don't think I realized, because it's just not something I think about, how much influence Sean Combs, because I'm sorry, Puff Daddy and Diddy have always been stupid names to me. I understand how
Mhm.
I never got that. But
Yeah.
I didn't, I don't think I really thought about how much of that music Sean Combs had his hands in. Um and that just makes it feel different. It really just, especially after seeing the additional stuff in
Yeah.
this documentary that we haven't seen before, which, I'm
N-
sorry, man, if people are still defending that pig,
Yeah,
I
it's wild. I mean, and then point we was talking about was how he was raised by his mom, and then his pops being a hustler or whatever street person. And then
mhm.
the fact that he became who he was, especially when we talk about toxic upbringings. With and I don't like to say it, but some
I
mothers be out here toxically upbringing
I
these
can
boys.
I will say it, because I
Yeah,
know you can't say
I know. I was like, I was like, here come the tomatoes. Who are
it.
you?
No, no, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the messy one today,
Mm,
because I'm watching this first episode, and they highlight his mom, and then everybody knows about his mom. Um,
mm,
but apparently, Mama was an abuser.
mm,
Mama beat the shit out of that boy,
mm.
and all in the and I say this in the context
And dressed
that
him up like a pimp. Continue.
yeah, like I don't.
He wore Sunday's best every day. Fur
Like
coats,
I
everything.
listen, people's class, whatever, because clearly this Sean Combs's thing is very focused on being as rich as he possibly can be. And if that's how people raise their kids, to chase the bag and
Mhm.
to be something in this capitalist society, yeah, okay. I don't, I think that is less of a serious concern for me, because I mean, this is a capitalist country, and we know this is how we're all indoctrinated. So that's not the unusual thing, I
Mhm.
don't think. I think the fact that a man described the way his mother beat Sean as a child and as a teenager, and he was even like, you
Yeah,
know,
he can't even
I got
recall.
beatings, but the way she beat him,
Yeah.
and dude just kind of shook his head like it was. So I'm just like, and I understand that there was some yeah, Kimathi don't like her either. Uh,
Big up Kamathi.
that she dressed him like kind of like a pimp because she was involved in some of that, you know.
Hmm.
So it's like, look, I get that there's plenty to say about men and male toxic behavior, plenty to say about it, but can we deal with the way some women
Mm.
raise their boys in a way, and they do it out of a sense of, I have to toughen you up, so they end, because it's like, I don't want you to be soft out here in this hard world, which is kind of what was explained about why she treated this kid the way she did. But that's got to stop.
I'm
that
I'm
that's,
one
that's got to stop.
I'm wondering, will we still be singing "Step in the Name of Love" if it wasn't for R. Kelly's aunt molesting him?
I look,
I
and
know it's
and
so
we
many.
all know somebody, whether we like to admit it or not, but we all know a brother who has been, and it's presented in a way that's funny. It's presented as a joke. Yeah, when I turned 12 or 13, my mama's best friend, she kind of started, had her eye on me, that, and the idea that some grown woman would take advantage of a male child, of a little boy,
Mm.
and instead of dealing with the fact that that is sexual abuse, that is rape, it's a joke because of our patriarchal conditioning,
Mhm.
and uh
Yeah.
it's just, it's a lot. There's a
Can
lot of toxicity in this settler colonial patriarchal culture that we have to unlearn.
so can we talk about the point that 50 Cent put out this documentary? It's like we went from battle rap to battle documentaries, where the fact that he don't like this dude, but sometimes in culture we be like, this person was foul, so we got to call him out. Is this like one of the first major call outs from our community talking about somebody besides Bill Cosby, where
I I hadn't really thought about that.
yeah, because we don't really,
Maybe. And I'm not even sure what to think about the whole, the fact that this is a 50, this is
yeah,
and I'm sorry, he's too old for
50.
me to still be calling him 50 too. I just like, okay, I get the need for the stage names, but when you 60 years old, please stop having people call you Lil Lis, Fitty that. Just okay,
Yeah,
Chris.
because we had R. Kelly get called out by the community. We had Bill Cosby get called out by the community. Now we got Diddy getting called out by the community. Is this the way to do it? To really like do a whole damn documentary about somebody? I
I
mean, that
mean,
50 is a he don't give a blood. I
he
mean,
does not. He doesn't. And on one hand, I'm looking at, because I didn't know when I watched the first episode, because I think I started watching the second episode and then I just kind of fell asleep. So when I first started watching it, I didn't realize it was a 50, a Curtis uh, Jackson documentary. And then I think when I went to after the first episode, and I'm just sitting there like, what the I didn't think it could get worse. Good
I know,
God.
no,
And yeah, it's a lot worse. And they go into um the murder of Biggie and Tupac, which we all knew. I just think it's interesting that all of this
mm,
stuff has been, somebody's had it. Somebody had
yeah,
this video. Somebody had these videos of him talking to his attorney all this time. and
Just
and you just put it out, you save it up for that part is like, okay,
yeah,
that is petty. That is
yeah.
really good
Well,
grief.
I'm sure he's like he's paying people like, yo, keep that on the low. Just don't. And then now they like, and TMZ is like, we'll pay you this much, and they're like, word.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's dirty, it's filthy, it's a bad look, and some people got to get called out for their bad intentions, and this
Yeah.
is a hell of a way to do it. So
It but you ask, is this the way to do it? I'm not sure that what other than doing what people have done,
hmm
what the victims have done, which is exactly what they should have done. Um, After years of being terrorized, of being silenced, of being afraid to speak out because of who he is and how much power and influence that he had, um, that is obviously what the victims should have done, and I'm glad they did it. And
hmm
I'm glad that the trial happened, that and that he's in jail, he's in prison for
yeah.
the sentencing and the trial going the way it did, notwithstanding he is in prison for,
Mhm.
say what you want about the sentence. But this other part of revealing the details of the past, that I looked at it, especially when they get into the stuff about Tupac and Biggie. I
Mhm.
looked at it once I realized, okay, this is a 50 documentary. I did kind of look at it from the perspective of like, dude, how did you have to hold on to all of this for this long? How long did you have this information? Were you really just being this petty? For and I respect a good petty. I do.
He takes it next level though.
But this is a next level of petty that I'm not sure I'm
Yeah,
comfortable with,
yeah.
because the implications are this is not, silly celebrity beefs, that don't really have any impact on other people's lives. This is stuff that's connected to two murders,
Mhm.
and this all comes out in a documentary. How long did you have this information? Like, how did and but then seeing the people around him, the men around him, the co-founder of Bad Boy, and a couple other people, kind of chronicling how they witnessed the escalation of his abuse and the decline in his character, in his behavior. And it's like, okay, this is not, y'all watched this happen, you watched all of this happen, and you stuck around because the gravy train was good.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it'll be in a lot of camps, and a lot of yes men always around to be like, whatever you say, boss.
Yeah,
So,
and then it gets to the point where, which I think is white, which might be the big lesson for a lot of people in this, when you hear from some of these men about the way Diddy ended up um taking advantage of them, ripping them off.
mhm.
And to me, that's also like, I kind of looked at that and I'm like, well, kind of sorry he did it to you, but if you watched him do all of this other stuff to all these other people, then
He didn't think
why
he
did
was
you
gonna get
think?
got.
Yeah, like, you have seen the leopard eat everybody else's face,
uh,
and you thought the leopard was not going to turn around and look at you and be like, you could be tasty too. Well,
I'm
I
just wondering. I'm wondering. I was wondering, was Diddy gonna do a Nino Brown and just start calling everybody out? Like, if I'm going down, you going down. He did it. She did it. They did it. They was with me. I'm wondering when the finger gonna start pointing, or is that the gangster Harlem mentality where you don't snitch on nobody, you take the rap? So might
yeah,
be. We'll
I
see.
and at this point, I think everybody knows so much about Diddy and his circle and who he influenced and who he elevated and who he did wrong and all that kind of stuff. Who could he point the finger at that we already don't know? Who it's all, and I'm sure there's plenty that has never been told, and of course he's never actually going to admit that he did any of this stuff, anything, nothing. He's not going to admit to threatening the co-founder of Bad Boy Records to give him back his stock that he gave him in the company. And dude did it because he's like, well, I didn't want to do it, but it's Diddy. Like, so y'all, nobody. I get that, your economic stability is tied to this person, but principles and morals don't mean anything. That's the thing that blows my mind. Like, none of all of these people had any kind of more. So do you see why I get stuck on when people do and say things that are unprincipled, like for no reason, just so they can get attention?
Yeah.
That's what this kind of thing is, and it really is just a bunch of people enabling somebody that at any time somebody could have pulled aside and said, "Motherfucker, stop this shit."
Yeah.
Like, you are blowing up. You are too big for this. This is, you gonna crash and burn. Stop and get away from him. But who did, other than his victims?
Yeah, and then one of the guys said that he knew he could just throw money at whatever problems came along, and it's just like, whatever, man. Who word they gonna take, mine or yours? Like,
Right,
come on.
right,
I'll
yeah,
pay them to give them my word. So what are you talking about? So
yeah.
yes, it was a lot.
And I know, and I haven't even watched the rest of it,
Me
and
neither.
I'm
Just
just
one
like, oh my
episode. I'm like, I gotta watch it in sets because it's too
God.
much. All
I
right.
mean, yeah, well.
Well, anyway, welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. It's looking like it's the Me and Jackie show today. So uh we have some things going on. People in the streets outside doing their thing. Big up to Ricky Ryan. Big up to Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on with BAP real quick? What's the latest? What y'all doing before we take a first break?
Oh, what aren't we doing? We are gearing up to support another um, national action against war in Venezuela this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so there will be more details coming out about that. But that's all over. That we are, that's a situation that I think we're all closely watching. And yeah, I will be in New York this weekend, though.
What?
Um,
What you
yep,
doing up there?
I'll be in New York because I actually am already published. I didn't realize, or I just wasn't paying any attention.
Wait a
This
minute.
book.
Wait. Let's get this screen popping. What's this right here?
So
China, everything changed.
China
Oh, changes
changes
everything.
everything.
See, I read
This,
backwards.
yeah, this book is a compilation of essays written by people who visited China with the Friends of Socialist China delegation earlier this year. A bunch of people contributed to this book. Margaret Kimberly, Danny Haifong, Dr. Gerald Horn, Pavel Wargon, Ken Hammond. Ken Hammond is one of my favorite academics. D. Knight, Sarah Flounders, others. These are our observations on global change that we witnessed in China. This book was just published last week. And we are doing a promotional event in New York City this weekend. And I will give everybody the link to purchase this book at a discount, so that you can help us get this thing in libraries all over the country, because that's what we want to do. And I didn't even think about that I would be published before my book actually It got
Nice.
published. So yeah, I'm published now. I'm kind of tickled about it.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. That's dope. So how many this would be your first uh part of being published in a book? And then
Yeah.
your book will be next.
Yeah, my book
Well, it's
the
dope because
man.
you get to do this run through and see how it is, and then you get to
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's a
that's
good
good.
point. That's a
Yeah.
good point. I didn't think about that because once my book is scheduled to be published spring of next year,
Mm,
it is going to the first draft of the manuscript is going to the publisher this week.
mm-hmm.
So Friday night before the last thing I do before I go to bed Friday night is to push send
Oh,
on this manuscript.
so
Um,
yeah, you
and
could pay attention to how this rollout is, and then when it's time for yours, you can make it even better. So that's good.
yeah,
Big up to you, Jackie. You
I
out here
I
doing
didn't
things, man.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just I I
Let me
just put
tell
my
y'all
head
something,
down and
man.
do it.
I hang with scholars, man. I don't know if y'all know what's going on here, but I make sure I ain't the smartest person in the room when I walk up in the room. I'm just saying. If you in that room, you in the wrong room. That's why I'm in this room. You know what I'm saying? So step your circle up.
Oh, bless your heart.
Hey,
I don't okay.
you see
But
how I said it though?
yeah, I did. It was a little but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Big up to all my haters in the chat room that always find opportunity to throw darts. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and talk about what's going on in this world here we are living in, right
Mhm.
here on no other than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Oh, welcome to the Remix Morning Show. Let's get that right there so you'll know. Let's do a remix on the remix, y'all.
I don't, I don't eat no meat, no dairy, no sweets. Only ripe vegetables, fresh fruit and whole wheat. I'm from the old school. My household smell like soul food, bruh. Curry falafel, barbecue tofu. No fish, no candy bars, no cigarettes. Only ganja, fresh squeezed juice from oranges. Exercising daily to stay healthy. And I rarely drink water out the tap cause it's filthy.
Lentil soup is mental fruit and ginger root is good for the youths. Fresh vegetable with them ital stew. Sweet yam fries with the green callaloo. Careful how you season and prepare your foods, cause you don't wanna lose vitamins and minerals, and that's the jewel. Life brings life, it's valuable. So I eat what comes from the ground, it's natural. Let your food be your medicine, no accelerant. Strictly herb generates from the sun, cause I got melanin and drink water. 8 glasses a day, cause that's what they say.
All right, let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you back to the year of 2000. We're talking about Dead Prez, y'all, off that album Let's Get Free. Mixed with, the name of that song is Be Healthy. Mixed with a little bit of 2001, taking the year into the future with Bilal off his album Firstborn Second. Name of that song is Love Poems. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, donate where at blkliberationmedia.org. Your contribution will be very much appreciated, especially just coming off of this Giving Tuesday. So let's give on a Wednesday. All right, with that said, let's get back to Jackie.
Did kiss the feeling that brought me to you?
Meanwhile, my feelings grow.
Oh, no, stop. That was God. Are you okay? No, don't. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yo,
I would.
that's my song right there, man.
I
Bilal.
knew it was. I
done seen that
is
dude perform like 3-4 times, man. Every time he kills it.
like no candy at all. None. No, I'm cool with everything else. But you don't never want no candy. Not ever. Not a Jolly Rancher. Not a lifesaver. Not a gummy bear. Come on. I I don't think I could. That's not. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't want to. I shouldn't say I can't. I don't want to do that.
And big up to Dead Prez. They just did their 25th album. That was 25 years ago. They dropped that album. Ain't that some shit?
I
Uh,
I need all my favorite artists across genres to stop doing these 20-year, 25-year anniversary, because we don't need to be reminded how old we are. I don't need to be, my knees let me know how old I am. I don't need to be reminded that I started listening to Dead Prez 25 damn years ago.
mm, 25 years ago. That was a good time, boy. 2000s. I had my pizza shop going. I just graduated in 99 from college. And yeah, the sky was the limit.
Mm.
It was a good time. 2000. Woo. Yes. All right. I just had to come back to the present. I was there. I had the white big T-shirt and on and everything. It was 2000. Yeah. All right. So I guess we can get into some news by doing what we do, and that's
Yeah, toss that
me
satellite.
pushing some buttons.
Mhm.
All right. Once again, welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. We do this every Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend it's on again. I am the ear doctor. That's Jackie Lukeman. Welcome out.
Mhm. Yes, Lord. Listen. So the Trump administration is doing what cowards and bullies do. Like, when you do what the bully says, because the bully is a bully, and then the bully gets caught, you know the bully is going to turn on you, right? You know that the bully is going to say, I didn't tell him that he did it. That's exactly what is happening now with these strikes, not strikes, murders, flat out murders.
Oh,
Where is
damn.
this thing? Of the fisher folk in the Caribbean. Now, the newest development in this unfolding story is that these punk ass mother, that now they talking about, we didn't know about the second strike on the suspected drug vessel. So CNN is reporting that Trump said Tuesday neither he nor Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth knew about a second strike on a suspected drug vessel in the Caribbean in September, as the administration continues to say that an admiral gave the order. I didn't know about the second strike. I didn't know anything about people.
How these boats riding by themselves?
I wasn't involved, and I knew they took out a boat. This is why I've been saying, stop saying they're blowing up boats. They're blowing up people.
Yeah. They try to take the human aspect out of it. Like, it's just a boat.
Right.
Wow.
But he said, but I would say this, they had a strike. The president said that Hegseth was satisfied with the strike, but didn't know about a second attack having to do with people. What do you?
Yo, can we see a picture of this guy again? Is it a bold faced liar or a bald faced liar? Which one
both. It's both. In this case,
if we was to look up dictionary for bold faced liar, that is the face right there.
This is the bold faced liar, and that's the bald faced liar. These people are ridiculous. But isn't this the response that you would expect from a murderer? Sure, I didn't do it. I didn't know anything about it.
Hey, ain't that what Diddy said about the rape thing? I don't mean to laugh, but he said, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. All of this is a lie. Ain't nothing. So Hegseth, let me see. Yeah, Hegseth echoed those comments, telling reporters in the meeting that he watched the first strike live, but then moved on to my next meeting. Like, you watched people be murdered at your command, and then you're like, all right, great, they're dead, and you went on to your next meeting.
Pretty much.
And he said that he did not personally see survivors, but that he stood by the decision of Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley, commander of the U.S. Special Operations Command, who the White House said Monday gave the order for the second strike. Now, what this is about, for folks who don't know, is that back in September, when they murdered a bunch of fisher folk, they bombed one boat full of people, but there were survivors from the bombing who were clinging to the side of the wreckage of the boat. The second strike was called to kill the survivors.
Damn.
That is the fact that they are murdering people in the Caribbean, completely unprovoked, is absolutely illegal. But even if they were at war, killing the survivors of a strike is a war crime.
Mm-hmm.
That is illegal on an international level. Now, we can certainly have the conversation about the validity of international law, of what it means to say that somebody has committed a war crime when we're talking about a settler colony that has committed several genocides and is supporting several other genocides right now. So, and who's going to prosecute war criminals? Because we're not in a Nuremberg moment. There is no institution that has any legitimacy anymore that we can trust to actually prosecute war criminals. Because I'm not going to hold my breath on seeing what happens to anybody involved in the genocide in Palestine, in Sudan, and in Congo.
And Jackie, let me ask you this: how are they packaging it to make it look like it's a good thing that they're doing?
All they're saying is we're stopping drugs. That's it. That there's no package. It's just they're drug smugglers because we said so. That's it. That's all. And the fact that's all they have to do or say to excuse it, and people are not up in arms in the streets doing what people in other countries have been doing. The fact that that's not happening here, I think, says more about the people in this country than it does about Trump and the system and the administration. The people in this country are the indoctrination is complete, y'all.
I mean, the biggest drug dealers, FDA, CVS. I mean, those are drug dealers. They do it every day right in front of your face.
Pfizer, the Sackler Corporation. How come ain't nobody carrying out strikes on the Sackler Corporate and the people who make OxyContin still?
Because ain't that what it was? Well, ain't that what it was about weed like a long time ago? It's like they ain't find a way to tax it, so so this is some money coming in that they can't get a piece of, so they like, nah, fuck that. We got to get. If a Nick bag gets sold, I want in.
Right. I want my cut. I want my cut. And then we're gonna criminalize the use so that our friends can make money out of putting you in prison.
Yeah. We got whole judicial system set up. We got everything set up to get this money. Stop playing.
Yeah. So this the admission or the claim by these people that they didn't know anything about the second strike. They're saying this because Admiral Frank Bradley is in the hot seat because he's being blamed for making the decision to carry out what is called the double tap, and that is doing what we all say that the good guy in the movies never does, and that's to make sure that their enemy is dead. Yeah. So that's what he did. But these are people who didn't do anything to anybody, and he, I am sure, did push the button or give the order, but I don't think he gave the order himself. That shit came from Trump and Hegseth, and we know it did.
Yeah.
But of course, they're telling him to fall on his sword. So the New York Times is reporting that this former Navy SEAL and current Admiral Frank Mitchell Bradley, known as Mitch to his peers, has ordered and carried out military strikes against targets in Afghanistan, Yemen, and other war zones over the decades. He drew little attention outside the smoke and mirrors world of military special operations, but now he's facing his biggest professional challenge in public. It's not that he has not done disgusting war criminal things before. They basically just told you he did. Like, he's not making friends.
Nah.
In the military all this time in Afghanistan and Yemen and Syria, he been killing civilians. That's his job.
Natural born killer.
That's his job. The only difference now is he is taking the fall for killing civilians in Venezuela, in the Caribbean. That's what he's taking the fall for, because this whole thing is patently, obviously, transparently illegal. And it's being done to try to provoke Venezuela into a response, so the U.S. can say, "Oh, they struck out against us. Now we're going to have to bomb the shit out of them," right? So the New York Times says, after years following orders with clear rules of engagement, that's a damn lie. And with congressional authority, okay, that part is true, targeting jihadists that the U.S. created in rural and urban settings, Admiral Bradley was put in command of a legally murky attack on September 2, targeting a boat in the Caribbean that the Trump administration says was smuggling drugs. Again, the boat wasn't smuggling drugs. The boat did not get up that morning and decide, I'm going to put some drugs in me and take it to no.
Like, it's just drugs. Like, seize the boat. What the fuck? I mean,
and they had no evidence that any drugs were anywhere.
So you ain't gonna have no evidence if you bomb the motherfucker, and you could be like, "Well, they had it. It's bombed. We can't see it now."
Exactly,
but it was on the boat. It was there, really.
Yeah, this is exactly what they've been doing. It's like, see this box right here? That's drugs. After they killed like 8 people. That is exactly what they've been doing. So the article says that in ordering a second strike that killed 2 survivors who were clinging to the burning wreckage of the boat, something his superiors say they did not specifically order him to do. I don't believe that for a second, and neither should you. Admiral Bradley now finds himself in legal jeopardy. So that's why this whole thing is coming out, and Trump and Hegseth are saying the things they are. Oh, we didn't know that the second strike was called on the survivor. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did. And to me, the fact that they are now coming out and saying, oh, we didn't know about the second strike, they're acknowledging that they know this is illegal. They are admitting, they're distancing themselves from the most obvious and most damning aspect of the illegality of these murders.
It's funny. It's like Trump getting in there doing shit, be like, "Oh, I can't do that." Oh shit, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even know all the presidential rules. I'm just going ahead and doing what the fuck I want to do and finding out later. He said, "I'm gonna fuck around and find out."
And ear doctor, the thing is, we're all finding out how illegitimate and janky and bullshit and not at all what they claim it is this system is, because what are we, a year into this now? Yeah. And the courts are just now ruling on some of these things. And what is the Trump administration doing in response to these rulings that have taken a year to come about? Nothing. They're not paying it. How many times have federal judges ruled last week that these deputized Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and Billy Bob them in ICE? How many federal judges have ordered that their kidnappings are illegal and that they need to stop doing them, that they need to not wear masks, that they need to show identification? Have they stopped doing any of the things? No.
Hmm.
The only time they have been stopped is when the people have stopped them.
Mm.
Like the people just did in where was it, Chicago? Where
Oh
they
yeah,
tried to
yeah,
carry out an ICE raid and the people was like, not today,
yeah, yeah. Big up
and
to them.
ran them out.
Hmm.
But look how long it has taken the people to get organized enough to do that.
Yeah,
Right? I think this moment where we're seeing the insufficient response of the so-called legal system in this country to these clearly illegal things this administration is doing. I think that we are seeing um, the the lie that has been, oh, the system has checks and balances. No,
yeah.
it doesn't.
We can make and break rules every day. This is our government, and that's the thing. That's how laws and stuff get changed. If somebody comes in and says, you know what, nah, we're gonna do it different,
I
and who's
mean,
to stop them?
the man tore down a part of the White House. Like,
Yeah,
and,
it's a
and, and
big.
it's not like I have any kind of affinity for the White House. I don't care. It's
Yeah,
like I'm still laughing.
but you
I
want
am
to have a
still
nicer gala. You want to have nice galas, so galas, whatever they call it.
I'm still laughing. The fact that he literally tore down part of the White House and the contractors did it. And people just came in, they're like, oh, okay, you gonna pay us to do it, okay. And then the stupid contractors are like, that mug ain't pay us. Y'all didn't pay any attention to what this man did in
His
Atlantic
whole
City.
construction
I
company.
don't understand. What the
It's like, well, he playing with house money now. He don't give a fuck.
like the Atlantic City, New Jersey is looking at the rest of the country like,
Like, damn, y'all some da-dumps. Yeah.
we told you. We told you.
Wow, that is a wild
So
shit.
so it's like what checks and balances? What rule of law? What democracy? Where is it? This is what we have been taught about this country and why this country is supposedly better than any country in the world, more free than any country in the world. Our democracy is strong and unique, and it's the rule of law. And here we are. So
Man.
what y'all gonna do with the fact that now you clearly see that none of that has ever been true?
So what is democracy? Is the belief that you have power, right? The people have power.
Uh,
In here, in America, ain't it the belief that the people have power, but they really don't?
supposed to be that all people have equal access to and equal representation
Mm.
in a political and social system. That ain't what this is.
What is this again?
When has everybody in this country had equal access to and representation in this system? When? That has never existed in this country. And it was never designed to be that way.
Mhm.
Never. And I don't know what to tell people if people don't see that now.
So is this what you call authoritarian? Okay, that's
Authoritarianism.
another way of saying a dictatorship
I
in a
mean,
way.
it's the dictatorship of capital. Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. Because look, what's the only industry that makes money in this country? War. There's nothing else. There's other than big tech. And they're
Mm.
tied to the surveillance and military industrial complex.
Yeah, what does America produce?
War.
He's like, damn it, I just told you.
That's what-
And bad media, and there it is.
yeah, I mean, but again, this is not something. Somebody Latif said porn. That's
Oh
true.
yeah,
That's I forgot about. Yeah, probably.
you do a great
Yeah,
job, dude.
yeah. That's probably true.
I mean, you get it right in your hand.
And no judgment either. I mean, look,
Nah, I mean it's
but
very accessible.
but I mean, but I think we also have to remember, and I know people get tired of hearing it, but I think we do have to remember this authoritarianism, this dictatorship of capital didn't crop up with the last election. This is what the system has always been. This is what it has always been. Where we are, where this country is now, is the natural outcome of this system being set up the way it was. There was you can't deny you can't deny the citizens of your country equality. You can't deny them equal access to opportunity. You can't deny them representation in the system, and not expect people to eventually be like, you know what, fuck you. I'm not buying into this. I'm not doing this. So this is why we have such a low voter engagement in this country, partially because the system was never designed for everybody to be engaged in the electoral process. That was not how the system was designed.
Especially when you gotta go to work. Like, like I'm not taking off work to go vote for somebody, and I'm not, and a lot of things are like local, and then you see something that's not local to vote on. You're like, that shit is going on over there. What the fuck they got to do with me? And
Right.
then even in the local thing, it's like they gonna do what they gonna do, no
Right.
matter who gets in there, because it's almost like we always had this image that we can sway a politician to do stuff for the people. Like, I'm trying to remember when the last time a politician actually got it and did that. Besides the brother from New York, the politician from New York back in we had him. He's a good brother. He got a wife and everything. I forget his name. But
Which
he was
Dinkins?
no, not a mayor. He was a councilman or something like that. I forget.
Oh,
But anyway,
I'm
yeah,
not.
I'm just trying to remember last time we had a politician that was really for the people. Can you name one?
I mean, I think there have been some. Are you talking
Charles
about Charles
Barron.
Barron?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's yeah. And he's a really dope brother too. Um, I'm thinking of Chokwe Lumumba, and
definitely.
Antar Lumumba, down in Jackson, Mississippi.
Mississippi. Yep.
There are a handful, but this is kind of the problem I think that we have. We believe the system. We continue to engage with this electoral system as if it's legitimate, even though we've had all our whole life. We know that the system has not done for us what we have needed it to do, but we keep voting for a different person, or voting for someone who is at least not as bad as the other guy. Because the devil we know it is at least, we know what we're going to get with that devil.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like not knowing what we're going to get is more terrifying than knowing, being used to the regular ass kicking that we get from the politicians that we know. We don't want to get used to a new ass kicking, or an ass kicking that we don't know if it's going to be worse. Right.
Yeah.
This is kind of the thinking that people have. And instead of looking at the entire system and how it was designed and how it actually works and who it really serves, we're still focusing on if we can elect a person to an office, maybe things will get better. How? If the office and the system that the office exists in creates these conditions, how is that one person in that office going to make any difference whatsoever?
Yeah.
They're not.
What are your thoughts about what about Adam Clayton Powell? Was he able to do it?
I mean,
In a minor.
that was a whole. I think that was a different. There was a different political time. I think where we thought, I've been thinking about this a lot. Where I think there was certainly a time where our people believed because our liberation was so new, right? And we believe that, okay, now if we can get some political power, we can shape this thing to
Mhm.
be better than what it was. We're not there anymore.
Mm.
And I think there were plenty of African organizers and politicians, and certainly leaders who even then knew that that wasn't true. I
Yeah.
mean, that's Malcolm X, the whole, but I do think that there was a time when yeah, our leaders like Adam Clayton Powell, and look, individuals, this is the problem with focusing on individuals, because people are people,
Mhm.
right? And people are not perfect, and people make compromises that they think are good for the moment, and you look back on it and you're like, why the hell would you do that? Right? So
Mhm.
this is why I don't like talking about, well, what about this person? Well,
Yeah.
what about that person? Because the more you start digging into what individual people actually did politically in the
Mhm.
political system in particular, that's when you're just like, oh, I didn't need to know that.
Yeah, because you had a few standout things, like you would think Maynard Jackson, he was able to, get people, the black people that's work at the airport, making sure that they got representation in banks and everything like that. Well, you got to put people in place. Another person I thought about was would we say Maxine Waters?
To some degree. Like
Some
I
degree.
remember when I was in high school, Maxine Waters was a hero because of the hearings that she did on the crack epidemic.
Mm.
Nobody else did that. Nobody else did that. Other her and what was the white politician's name that pushed the I can't remember his name, that pushed for the hearing,
Mm.
actually had congressional hearings, um, um, with the CIA.
Mm.
And of course, they lied. They investigated themselves and found that they did nothing wrong, that there was no drug trafficking, but no, that was a lie. And she did expose that. Um,
I like what Sailor said right here. I would believe we are each a piece of a larger puzzle towards liberation. I feel that, because it's like
mm,
everybody does a little bit of part, a little piece. Well, we can't put it all on somebody's back. So I think if
well,
we continue to piece it together, and
yeah, okay,
somebody
no,
stays in their lane
no,
and does what they do good,
no,
but everybody can't do everything.
no,
Like
okay.
we can't expect one person to get in there and be a politician and be like, okay, we're gonna make sure we handle everything for y'all.
There is no liberation to be had through this system.
Mm.
It's how long we been trying this, y'all? Centuries, centuries.
So you
This
think?
system is not designed to provide any type of equality and liberation for the people, that it was not designed to empower. And this system was not designed to empower anybody but rich, landowning white men and the people they want to bring along, which is not us. So, no, the people who are engaged in politics, in this political system, in either political party, in any public office, unless they are destroying the parties they are in.
They're not gonna make it far, because it's like trying to get in a basketball game and hit a home run. You just don't do that here. We don't do that here.
And look, I am not saying, I'm not telling people don't vote for local politicians who may have a strategic purpose in
Hmm.
addressing certain local issues. Yeah, sure. But please stop thinking that voting for governor, voting for mayor, voting for president is going to change anything. None of those people in those offices are going to change anything for you. They're not. So, where is liberation going to come in that system? It's not. Liberation is not going to come through this electoral system in this country. Liberation is going to come from the streets, from the people. That when that's going to happen, I don't know, but I can tell you it's not going to happen at the ballot box.
Mm.
It's not.
It's definitely not. To that point, yeah. I was just thinking because it was like even when I was doing the STEAM program at the school, I was
Mhm.
like, I'm able to teach history. I'm able to talk about stuff that these teachers can't talk about because they'll get fired. So
Sure.
I'm
Mhm.
outside of the system, going into the system. I believe that's what we're saying with organizations. You know they ain't gonna do it. The teachers can't do it. They can't teach this because they'll get
Mhm.
fired. But organizations and people outside of the system can come in and do what's necessary. All right.
Yeah.
So let's take another quick break. Y'all listening to the Remix Morning Show or y'all watching it or whatever. We are here at 9 o'clock on the dot, top of the hour. I hope y'all
Yeah.
are having a great what day is this? Wednesday. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a break and we will come back with some more topics on no other than the Remix Morning Show. Do I got my music ready? I think
Do
I
you?
do.
Do you, ear doctor?
Yes. Big up to all my people out there. This is the Remix Morning Show. I am the Ear Doctor. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, and donate where at blkliberationmedia.org. We have a lot of dope shows that you should be checking out. And let me take you to a flashback of a show that you need to be checking out. They just did their season finale, but they will be back. They will be back next year. But let's check out some of their flashback of some of their content. We're talking about Brokish, y'all. Let's check it out.
Oh, we're all in this colonial system together. I do think that it's like important to acknowledge that while colonization is this process that was like kind of forced on the entire world by Europeans, like this idea like that Kahindi, for example, a country like Jamaica is similarly colonial to the United States, is one that really has to be kind of broken down and explained a little bit. Like the United States is not a normal country, like in the traditional sense.
For sure.
That's why kind of why people use the language of like empire. And I think this is just kind of me as like a history nerd. I think the United States kind of gave up that status somewhere around like 1890, the 1890s during the Spanish American War, when the United States decided that it was beneficial for them to sort of join in on the game of imperialism and to start collecting countries to add sort of to their pocket. So Spanish American War is when the US picks up Hawaii, the Philippines, Guam, Puerto Rico, and obviously Cuba. And so I think that's like the beginning, right? And from there, the United States is going to continue to expand.
Ooh, man, he's dropping some gems on there. Go ahead and make sure y'all check out Brokers. That was a dope episode right there with Siafu Mac and Kayende. Did I get that right? I hope so. If not, you know what it is. Jackie shaking her head. She know I did. All right. Well, anyway, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show.
How did you make that mistake?
What, Kayende?
Siafu? Really?
Siafu Mac. I
No.
said that wrong?
Yes, you did.
See.
Don't you do? Don't.
Go ahead and do it so I don't fuck it up again.
Salifu.
Salifu. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Salifu.
Mhm,
Salifu. Okay, I got it.
mhm. Yeah.
Learn something new every
I
day.
mean, I think that's what people and I think I've become kind of obsessed with connections, and I feel like that's just kind of what anti-imperialism does to you. It does force you to see everything is connected, because quite honestly, everything is connected. We are all connected to everything else that is going on in the world. We just don't know that we are, because we are indoctrinated in this country to believe that we are unique. Right? That we, this country, meaning this country, that we are unique, we're different from the rest of the world. This country is special. That's what we're indoctrinated
Yeah,
to
definitely.
believe.
Definitely.
That there's something,
The freedoms that we have.
yeah, divinely unique about America. Ain't a damn thing. Ain't nothing. but I also recognize we believe that this country is better than everywhere else in the world because we don't go anywhere. And we don't go
Mm.
anywhere because we're broke.
Mm.
Right? We
Yo, I'm supposed to be going to Cancun, and I looked at my I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I gotta
right,
re-up.
like, and I remember saying this before, and somebody, the people in the chat, like, oh, you don't know my coworkers who, you know, they go on trips all over the world. And okay, so the 7 people that you work with are able to take a vacation and, you know, get the little vacation package where they pay in and stuff, because that's how, outside of, you know, traveling on delegations through my organization, that's how I travel. Because I broke too.
And then it's
So
just really going
I
to a reservation. Did I say the word right?
what?
What's the thing people go to when they go to a begin with an R?
A resort?
Resort. I mean, and then that's all you do is you pay all this money to go to a resort and stay at the resorts that look like another resort and just in different changes. Stick with me. I'm in the 50s club now. My brain don't move as fast as it used to.
You know,
This is live, y'all. Welcome to the Remix Morning Show. Well, my brain be catching up sometimes.
I can't laugh too much.
You know. Motherfucker get stuck on the word, be like, God damn, what's that word again?
Trying to write and had to take 2 hours because I'm like, what the fuck is the word I'm trying to
And then you think of it like an hour later, like,
right.
that's it.
That's it.
All right. Whew, my bad.
No, but I mean, this is I think I think it's a big deal. I do think it is a big deal that it is made so expensive for international travel, for travel in general in this country, because it doesn't make any sense that it costs as much money as it does to catch Amtrak from DC to New York. That's crazy.
Trains is wild.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that that is the only rail option that exists in this country is Amtrak now, right? And air travel is as expensive as it is, but even before you get off the ground, whether it's in a car or you know, train or bus or plane, passport, it's over $100. You know, that is an expense that a lot of poor people don't have extra money for. People act as if everybody has, you know, 150, 200 something dollars laying around. And look, poor people do not have that. They do not have that money. So yeah, a lot of people, millions of people in this country will never be able to travel outside of this country because they literally cannot afford the documentation to facilitate them doing that.
And why is it Amtrak using solar panels by now? Like, why are they still? Their price should go down by now. I mean, do you still need to use coal? I mean, how did they? I'm confused.
I mean, and oh, but then think about, I'm like thinking of all of the cost of just if I want to visit family in another state. Think about the cost of that. If you don't have a car, you have to pay for how you're going to get there, which means a ticket either on a bus or the train or the plane. We already talked about the train being expensive. Airfare is ridiculous, getting more ridiculous. But what about if you have a car? Well, how about gas? Gas is not cheap.
Man.
Right? And if you're driving 12, 13 hours, you either need somebody to help you drive or you're going to have to stop at a hotel to rest. That's not cheap. Right? Man. So everything we want to do in order to just learn basic stuff about other people who are different from us, even in this country, costs money that working and poor people do not have.
Yeah. I mean, I've done weddings in parts of Georgia where they've never seen a black person, like face to face. I am
Hmm.
not lying. I was like,
Hmm.
really?
Hmm.
So yeah, and then the only way they learn about stuff is through TV, media, and you know what they're gonna show you.
Hmm. I mean,
um,
so when you do travel to other countries and you see that people are people everywhere. People are basically the same. When we all have the same, we literally, most people really do want the same thing. I don't care where you go.
mm,
I don't care where you go. And then you also go to other countries and see that how much you see how much we are being ripped off here when you go to another country and see that even though they may not be as wealthy a
hmm
country as the United States is, as far as like GDP or whatever metric they want to use, the people in those other countries are better off than we are. They're
yeah.
healthier, they are happier, they're nicer people.
I think we got to uncolonize our mind of thinking what's rich and what's wealthy. Because I mean, for me, I could have millions of dollars and have to be at this meeting, and making
Mhm.
mad money, but I don't got no time to spend with my kid. I don't got no time to spend with my lady. I don't, and to me, time is wealth. Like to be able to have the freedom to do what you want. Like I've been looked at crazy. Like I'm like, I don't care about making a lot of money. I care about making a lot of memories and a lot of time and moments.
Mhm.
So I think for me, that's wealth. But this whole thought of wealth being, oh, I got to make money to do this, that takes away all your time. What are you doing but being a slave to money?
And that's the thing. We don't understand that that's the situation we are in, because we focus all of our time. We know that you don't survive in this country if you're poor, because
Hmm.
we know that because we poor, and
Yeah.
we are doing everything we can do to hang on, understanding that we're not getting any help from this country to hang on, so they don't care if we die, because they're not changing any of the things that make it so difficult for us to survive,
Yeah.
right? Instinctively. I don't care if people don't know the language, if they don't know what imperialism is, if they don't understand internal colonization, I don't care. People
Hmm.
understand that,
Yeah.
right? People know when we organize or say people understand their material conditions, that's what we mean. People know how hard it is for them to survive. And they also know they are not getting any help whatsoever from any elected politician at any level to make that struggle less intense for them.
Yeah.
So poor people in this country know how bad this country is. And most people are really so focused on being able to survive when they stop working.
Hmm.
That's really what a lot of working
Retirement.
people, yeah,
Yeah.
and they're not focused on retirement because they're looking forward to traveling and enjoying life and seeing the country and being with friends and developing whatever their hobbies and interests are with all of this free time. It's all about how am I going to keep a roof over my head, food on my table, and my medicine in the medicine cabinet when I'm not working anymore.
Yeah. It's like we all on a whole stroll. I
Oh,
mean, we
oh,
pretty much
oh,
gotta pay our pimps every month. We got the gas company, we got rent, we got
we got
food.
5 pimps
Yeah, we got so many pimps. I mean, we gotta pay them every month, and if we don't, this is a problem. We're gonna get our ass beat.
because that Pepco is a
We're
motherfucker.
gonna be
That
out on the
Pepco
street if
don't
we don't pay our
care.
if we don't pay our pimps. We're gonna be out on the street, and that's really what it is.
Pepco is like, oh, you turn the heat on? Oh, you want to be warm? $400, heifer. four hundred
Exactly,
dollars.
exactly. We gotta go get that money. We gotta go get it. Oh my God. And this is
And
the illusion of freedom. This is the illusion of democracy. This is the illusion
yes,
that, you know,
that's it. And then when you go to other countries and you see how happy other people are who they seem to have physically, like these people in Cuba aren't living in mansions. You know, the infrastructure in Cuba has not been updated since the revolution by design, because that's what the
Mm.
blockade has done. And those people have done everything in the world. Those are some incredibly creative and resilient people, but they love their country and they are happy, and they will share whatever they have with you because they're good human beings. They're decent human beings. They
Mm-hmm.
understand. They see themselves as citizens of the world. Same with folks in Venezuela.
Mm.
Same with folks, believe it or not, same with folks in China. But then you
We're not
also find
raised to be individualistic. Yeah.
they are not.
Yeah.
It's a part of their
Mm.
culture is communalism. Their culture is community. That they have a culture of we, us. We as a nation do not succeed unless we as a people are well. That is the overarching kind of cultural ideology in a lot of these countries. Um, and yeah, there are internal contradictions because colonization is the thing that introduces these stupid ass ideas of racism and homophobia and gender discrimination into societies where they, if they existed before, they weren't that big of a problem. It was like, isolated. But colonization institutionalized these ideas, that women were second class citizens and gender roles and homosexuality is wrong, and racism, and the lighter you are the better you are. That's colonial thinking,
Yeah.
right? So these societies are also like, and Cuba is a good example of still engaged very intensely in Cuba's case, in very engaged in still decolonizing themselves and their societies from some of these ideas. So, but you see these people engaged in still protecting themselves from imperialist aggression, still evolving and advancing their revolutionary process in decolonizing their society still, while at the same time they are able to be the best version of themselves as people, because they live in a society in which they don't have to worry about, am I going to be homeless if I
Mm-hmm.
if I don't work and can't pay rent? You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
live in a society where they don't have to worry about, am I going to be able to afford my kids' school fees to get them an education?
Yeah.
Right? When you live in a society where you don't have to fear homelessness if you don't have a job, where you don't have to fear whether you're going to starve to death because you don't make enough money to pay your rent and put food on the table and clothe yourself, when your human needs are met, and you don't have to worry about, um I have to make enough money to afford a place to live. When you don't have to worry about those things anymore, imagine all of the time you have outside of work that you
Mm-hmm.
have to be able to just be you and pursue the things that interest you, and do things that make you happy, and that expand your consciousness, and just do things that you love. We have no concept of that in this country.
Yeah.
The best we can
That's
hope for
mm.
is a 1 week vacation once a year, and
Yeah.
we don't
I mean,
recognize the rest of the world does not live like that.
and you know what's very valuable, and it is the politics of the economic state, where some people are able to even have like what is it, a skip year after high school,
A
a
gap year,
year,
yeah.
a gap year, yeah, a gap
Uh-huh.
year after high school, like to figure out what you want to do with your life. Some people don't got that time. It's straight high school to work, or you going straight from high school to the military, or you're going straight from
Mhm.
high school to college. You don't have that gap year to be like, all right, let me explore. Let Let me figure out what I want to do in life. Let me see other opportunities instead of being funneled into something that my parents have done or something like that. It's
That's a good point. And the comments, y'all are this right here. Good God, this
yeah,
right
for
here.
real.
People using drugs to feel that way. Like, man, y'all know that's a whole nother tangent for me, but do people not understand how stressful it is for working people in this country to always feel like they have to always be going, always on the hustle, or else they will fall through the cracks and end up on the street. And God
Yeah.
knows, you know, that's one step above the grave as far we understand this, right? But the mental stress of this constant grind on working and poor people manifests itself in some of this antisocial weird ass behavior that we're always like joking about, but is also connected to this, right? Because like, okay, so we started the show talking about the Diddy documentary, right? And I raised the issue of his mama beating the shit out of him when he was a child, like just going extra for no reason. That yeah, that comes from the way that our ancestors were disciplined on them fucking plantations, right? That's absolutely a colonial kind of way to that's colonial punishment. That's very carceral, right?
Yeah.
But it's also, I think, some of this us not being able to engage with each other in a human and humane and compassionate way. I also think it's a byproduct of this constant mental stress from this constant fucking grind just to survive. Just to survive. And it takes so much of our physical to do that. You know, folks, you know, working 12 hours a day, you know, working 2, 3 jobs, working 7 days a week. That's an incredible physical toll, but we forget about the mental toll that takes. And you can't tell me that this hyper focus on I need to do everything I can so that I don't slip through the cracks doesn't translate to I can't even focus on treating people around me you know, with decency and kindness because I'm so focused on getting the bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think it's part of that too. And it's really sad coming back to a country where I know that our people are some of the most we are the most creative people on the planet. I
And
know
can't
this
create.
about our people.
And can't create.
And the only things that most of us can create or are allowed to create and receive any benefit from is the most destructive kind of stuff that we
Yeah.
that's the only thing they let us do,
Yeah.
right? So then
Content. It's
yeah,
terrible.
so we adapt to that. And this is why we have an entertainment industry full of our people that's not producing anything beneficial for our people. I think this is also one of the other than, you know, obviously we see what happened with hip hop and how it started and where it went. And we know why that is, that the revolutionary aspect of hip hop was crushed because we uphold this system. We uphold our own oppression by continuing to support this. We uphold our own oppression because damn it, we ain't organizing. We are not organizing to destroy this thing.
And not trying to stand up for these rap artists and stuff like that, but it's like, okay, I could put out an album talking about conscious revolution, blah blah blah, and then the record label don't give me the money to do it, and then I'm out here struggling trying to put out good information, somewhat like Black Liberation Media. That's why we always ask for donations and stuff like that. But the fact that if we don't do it ourselves, we're not going to be able to continue to do it. So therefore, I got to put out an album that's going to chart talking about materialism, drugs, violence, sex, this, that, and the third. That's going with the destruction of our civilization, and y'all gonna pay me for that. And then I can be able to put out more product, be able to feed my family, feed my other friends. But I gotta go with what y'all say is hot, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not. And we're actually prisoners of war, and we don't really realize that. So therefore, we just going along with everything and thinking it's all good. And once we really realize that we are prisoners of war, we'll stop being like, okay, well, this is freedom, this is good. No, this is exactly what they got you and what you doing, and we're doing it. That
Mm-hmm.
was a lot for me, but go ahead.
That was yeah, yeah.
Nah, I just be thinking about pondering. You know how to ponder something.
Pondering. Oh, we
Yeah.
ponder now. Okay,
Oh, I've
that
been pondering. The book is still coming out, and the album.
you
Knock
didn't
upon
ponder.
this.
You just figured
Knock
that word out. Okay.
Nakapandas. I'm just trying to figure all this shit out. Because even if we realize we're prisoners of this country, a lot of people will go to prison. They be like, "Yo, I'm comfortable with prison. I'd rather go back because this world out here is crazy."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead. No,
No,
go ahead.
no, you finish. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying this world is crazy out here. I'd rather go back to prison. So some people are like, "Yo, I'd rather be in this system than try to fight against it because it's too hard."
I think that's true, and I mean, listen, I'm not. Oh boy, people. Um, this analysis may not be true for every single artist. I'm not interested in getting into the thought process of individual people. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm talking about a system. Everybody wants to keep on, a an individual person. I don't care.
Mm,
It's that Beyonce is not the problem. The problem is the system that creates, facilitates, and uses a Beyonce to convey a particular message. So we want to focus on what Beyonce is thinking when she does the things she does, why she agreed to do the cowboy guy. I don't care. I don't care what Beyonce was thinking. I want us to understand why it was important that a Beyonce presented such a thing to a particular audience. It doesn't matter to me that it's mostly white artists that a lot or white fans that a lot of these hip hop artists today are chasing after, because it's a big deal. I mean, I knew that was happening when the hip hop and metal crossover happened, and Limp Bizkit was running around here. They
Not
were
Limp
bad
Biscuit.
fucking metal. Jesus
Oh my
Christ, they're
goodness.
just so awful. But
Side note.
it just and the little white hip hop metal kids really pissed me off, because I'm like, y'all,
Oh,
this
yeah.
isn't even good. It's not good rapping. To Jesus.
Nah.
Red Bird, fuck.
Oh, real quick, Cash, he said, who wants to go back to prison? Lots of people are institutionalized, and they're like, listen, I ain't got to go to work. I can get 3 hots in the cot. I ain't got to deal with paying no bills, taxes, blah, blah, blah. I will go back to prison. It's a lot of institutionalized people that's like that. It's easier.
And I'm not gonna say that some people don't think that way. Look, I've been surprised by some of the things that people have said about the way they think about things. I'm like, well, anything is possible. But I mean, the point is not the point is not a particular artist. Diddy is not awful in a vacuum,
Mhm.
right? He's not awful because of the individual person he is. He's awful because he exists in an environment that allowed and facilitated this awfulness in so many different ways. And that is true in every aspect of this system. What people absolutely need to live well and to live dignified lives, we don't get in this country. We're not allowed to have. We do not get those things. And then what do we need? Healthcare, housing, education, a clean environment, healthy food, and plenty of leisure time, and infrastructure that you can rely on, to make getting around easy and efficient for everybody. We don't get those things in this country. Not simply because we are human beings. So instead of developing ourselves as human beings are supposed to develop, instead of doing that, being the best people we can possibly be, we are spending all of our time focusing on how to survive. And in that struggle, that constant focus on how to survive, it turns into, if we get a little bit of success, it turns into, then how do I get over on everybody else to get as much as I can, regardless of how it impacts anybody else. That's where the kind of behaviors that the Diddy's and the Weinsteins and the Cosbys and the who else, name them all. This is where that behavior comes from, where their struggle goes from, I'm doing everything I can to survive so that this system doesn't suck me down into a black hole. And then they get a little bit of success, and that doesn't turn into, now let me turn around and help my people.
It becomes like
Some
somebody said,
people
a
do that.
competition.
Yeah,
It's
some people do that, but then you also have a lot of folks like the Diddy's and the Weinsteins and the Cosbys and the so on and so forth, because we are indoctrinated into individualism instead of community focus. Now it's how much more can I get for me?
Yeah. And like somebody said in the it's a competition. And like what I hear rich people say all the time, money is just keeping score. That's really all it is. It's like, how many things can I get accomplished more than you, better than you, and I'll keep score by how much money comes in. And that's how they keep score. So it's not about giving back, because if I start giving back, then I'm gonna start losing. I ain't gonna be in
Right.
front. I ain't gonna be fronted. If they said one meme I says, like, this guy was swimming, he says if he looks back, then he gonna stop winning. Like, he ain't worried about the person over there. When you just up in front and you doing. I'm not worried about this person over there. I'm winning right now. What are you talking
Right.
about? So, what is winning to you? What we're doing here, welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. It's me and Jackie Lukeman, the ear doctor, in case you don't know who me is. We're talking about a lot of different things. We're just talking about culture. We're also going to be accepting some questions from the chat room also about any and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, why
Oh,
not?
are
Why
we?
not? Any and everything. What's on your mind, chat room?
Everything? Any?
I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? They come and they show us love, and where else can you go and do that with people on the screen? That's why we ask for your support. blkliberationmedia.org. Go ahead at our Patreon and become a member over there. We are demonetized. All
Okay.
right, Kamati's with it.
He apparently is. He's-
Well, while we're doing that, do we have any other stories we might want to get to?
Yeah, this is interesting. It's interesting and a little bit terrifying, but yeah, is it any less terrifying or more terrifying as
What?
everything else that's going on? But yeah, Google starts sharing all your text messages with your employer.
Cool.
Microsoft triggered a viral furor when it revealed a Teams update to tell your company when you're not at work. Now Google has done the same. Forget end-to-end encryption. A new Android update means your RCS and SMS texts are no longer private.
Wow.
But there is a caveat. This is a conditional. As reported by Android Authority, Google is rolling out Android RCS archival on Pixel and other Android phones, allowing employers to intercept and archive RCS chats on work managed devices. All right. In
Okay.
simpler terms, your employer will now be able to read your RCS chats in Google Messages despite
Damn.
end-to-end encryption. Encryption. This applies to work managed devices and
Okay.
doesn't affect personal devices. And in certain regulated industries, it just adds RCS archiving to existing SMS archiving. This is what I really want us to
Now read that
focus
again.
on. This applies to work managed devices and
Mhm.
does not affect personal devices. So
Mhm.
if you work at a job and they give you, as a part of your job, they give you a tablet and a smartphone, that those are work managed devices, right?
Yep.
But if you thought they weren't already looking at your shit,
Right?
then you need to not be in it. You don't need a job if you don't
Nah.
realize that these people are looking at your stuff on the device that they paid for, that they gave you. Come on now. So this is why, and in certain regulated industries, it just adds RCS archiving to existing SMS archiving. This means they were already
Yes.
looking at your information. They just added this additional archiving to. So the government, if you are a government contractor or you are a federal employee or a state employee and you have a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop from the federal or government or state agency, they've been looking at your stuff. And if they haven't been looking at it, they have always had access to it. That has, and I know this is true because I was a government contractor. They gave us all a BlackBerry, and they definitely knew where we were all the time. If they called and like, hey, can you come in and work on this proposal, they knew that I was not in the office.
They say never
All
look
right.
a gift horse in the mouth. They give you something. Remember, they're giving you for your reason.
Ain't nothing in this capitalist system free. Except for the
Wow.
5-finger discount that you might be able to. Anyway, the article goes on to say, but employees and regular organizations view texting as different to emailing, especially given the expectations around
Yeah.
end-to-end encryption. Stop thinking this. Y'all, if your job gives you a device to do your work for that job through, not only do they expect you to always be on call, there is no time off
Never.
if they give you a cell phone.
Remember, a cell phone ain't nothing but a computer chip put in your arm, but it's in your pocket. Continue.
Because see, when they give you the cell phone, they are telling you this is how we are going to contact you whenever we feel like it.
Yeah.
And you are obligated to answer. Right? You can ignore your personal cell phone.
Right. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, you know.
we need you back at work.
But
For a
you
double.
ignore your boss calling you on the company phone if you want to. See what happened when you come in Monday.
Man.
So this has actually what this really means for people who work in industries where they get a device from their employer. They've always been able to have access to all of your information on those devices because those devices belong to those agencies and those companies. So they are theirs. So they would argue that since this is our device, we have a right to know what you're putting on it, what you're doing with it.
Well,
Now this just means they've added another layer of access to text messages specifically.
So Leia has a question. What if you have Microsoft Teams app on your personal phone for work? Black Liberation Media.
If the Microsoft Teams account is through your company's enterprise account, they have access to that. Yeah, they may have to go through some additional hoops to get access to the archive data log, but they have access to it. If that Teams app is from their enterprise account, which a lot of companies will send you a specific link to use to download an app onto your personal laptop to do, work meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, keep work, keep work, and keep home, and
Mhm.
don't get lazy and comfortable. All right, another question from Chichimaka. Have y'all seen a video of Afghan national who was shot by the police at traffic stop and the things he said about U.S.?
Oh no, I
Mm,
didn't see that. Wait, are we
no,
gonna
no.
have to find this?
I
What?
don't know. I don't have another break ready.
uh,
But nah, I didn't hear or see anything about that. People getting shot up. Wow. Well,
hmm,
anyway, while you're looking that up,
I
make
don't
sure y'all
know.
hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is the Remix Morning Show. We're here every Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. with different hosts every day. So
Hmm.
you got to come and find out and see who's going to be here. It's never anything you've seen before, never a dull moment over here, especially when I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? I make sure it's never a dull moment.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm looking for this, and I see where that he's
okay.
they
Well,
took
keep
him into
looking.
custody. He pled not guilty. Um,
Okay, well, keep looking. While you're looking, I will
oh,
say also make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for Classical Breakdown. We will be doing Isaac Hayes at 11
ooh,
o'clock. Me and Burn It Down Kim Brown.
hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not seeing what he said about the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I'm
Mhm.
interested to know though.
Yeah. So we might look that up and come back tomorrow, or maybe not,
Hmm.
and get some more information on that. Thank you, Chichi Matcha, for putting
Yeah.
us on.
Thank you. What? What's her name?
Chichi Matcha.
Why did you put an extra ch in the middle of the thing where it's not there?
Chitty.
Thank you.
Chitty Matcha.
Jesus.
Man, I read too fast. I do. I put shit where it ain't. I put paint where it ain't.
Okay,
Chitty.
I'm not sure who this is that Chitimacha is talking about because it's not the same guy.
Okay.
Because the man who shot the two National Guard members is in custody,
All
and
right.
he was in court yesterday, the last week, something or other like that. But anyway, he pled not guilty
No,
to
okay.
it and shouted out, "God is great" in court.
God is great. Well,
I
and then somebody in the back was like, "Won't he do it?" All right. All right. We got another question. I'm working a day job and organizing at night. I love what you both said and wondering if y'all and the remixers could comment again on work and life balance, please.
Work-life balance that don't exist in this country. Does not exist in it.
Uh,
And as for us organizers, that's look. I'm the wrong person to talk about
mm,
because the only reason I'm able to do this show now is
hmm
because I'm not working, because I'm on disability because of the kidney transplant that may end next year, because I think they only allow you to be on for like 3 years after a transplant, because they do expect you to fully recover, which is technically not true, but anyway. But when we started, when me and Abda started Luke My Nation, I was working full time at the Securities and Exchange Commission as a proposal writer, requirements analyst. Um, I was working part time at the Real News Network. I was working remotely from my contracting job 2 days a week. So on those 2 days a week that I was remote for the contracting job, I would hop on the train and physically go to Baltimore
mm,
to the Real News studios, work remotely in Baltimore in the Real News at the Real News studios on my contracting job while I was doing segments for the Real News Network.
mhm,
And at the same time, I'm organizing with BAP and my church and being a wife and being a dog mom,
whew,
which I was just, it's very new to me.
yeah.
So I was doing all of that. And me and Abdus were, I was doing that that back and forth from DC to Baltimore 2 days a week, every single week for 2 years. What work-life balance?
There's none.
Like when before we started on by any means necessary, working at the SEC, we were getting calls for interviews. We were guests on all of the shows on Sputnik. So while I was at work at the SEC, right down on First Street at Union Station, I would get a call. Hey, can you be on such and such show? Can you be on Loud and Clear at 2:00? Yeah, sure I can. I would take my laptop and my earbuds and find a hallway, bathroom, balcony, somewhere quiet where I could do an interview. I would call Abdus and ask him if he could pull over because he was a truck driver. And sometimes I would be in the bathroom or the locker room in the basement of the building. And Abdus will have pulled his truck over on the side of the road or at the dump where he was dropping off the load. And that's how we did an interview. While we're both working full time, both, figuring out how to be married and organizing at the end of our work day. Like him coming home from driving a truck, me coming home from being from working as a technical writer and hopping on meetings.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So for organizers, it's work-life balance is difficult because until we win, that's what we focus on.
Yeah.
However, if we do not take care of ourselves, we are no good to this struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is a struggle all its own.
Because you need appropriate amount of rest. You need appropriate amount of right iron and greens in your diet. And when you out on the road, what is there? Nothing but fast food, and you ain't finding nothing healthy. And it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. But I think one of the beautiful things is doing something that you love doing. A lot of people don't love what they're doing, and they don't even have an extra activity outside of their regular work. So think the fact that you went to a regular job to pay your bills, then after that you went to these organizing meetings. But the thing is, it's something you love doing. Like if it wasn't that something you love doing, you wouldn't find time to put so much effort into it.
Yeah. So. And I think this period of time where I am not working because of the disability, and being on dialysis, kidney disease is a disability. When you're on dialysis, you're on life support, so that is a disability. And having a kidney transplant or any organ transplant, you are temporarily disabled, depending on what the organ that was transplanted. But now is, I think, when I realized how important it is to decide what is important to you, right? Because yes, in a capitalist system, but even in a socialist system, everybody works. Like the idea that in a socialist country, people are just not working because everything is free, that's bullshit. That's also a damn lie. Like people do work jobs in China, in Cuba, in Venezuela, and people, need money, and it's fine. But people are not, they don't die. They're not homeless if they don't make a lot of money, because they don't need a lot of money. But so, in this capitalist system, yes, we know we need a job in order to pay our bills and pay rent and things like that, keep a roof over our head and all this kind of stuff. But is that going to be the thing that you focus on? Is that going to be the most important thing in your life? Because while you need a job to put a roof over your head and to put food on the table, and is that where you're going to focus all of your mental and emotional energy? Right? That is the key. And if keeping that job is what's taking up all of your mental and emotional energy, changing jobs might be a good idea.
So what is the key? We got books like Mr. Buying Power and talking about finances and what makes you happy. What is happiness? Is it just paying bills and not trying to get rich?
It
It could
shouldn't
that
be.
be because I mean like when I'm not stressing trying to figure out, oh, how I'm gonna get more money, how I'm gonna get more money, I'm taking a nap, I'm chilling out, having a
Yeah,
good time, and
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But and then it's like, okay, well, I got this little job, I'm making my money, I'm comfortable, I'm paying bills, I'm not advancing like, oh, I'm gonna go here, there, and get all this money and do that, but I have time, and it
Right.
isn't that really freedom, time?
I I feel like it is. I mean, because then that way your time it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
Your time is yours, and you decide what is valuable to you that you want to fill with, fill that time with. That I think is the difference um between socialist communist societies or even any society that is not steeped in capitalist
Mhm.
dictatorship, like and settler colonial hyper individualism that this society is. We believe that happiness is wealth. We believe that
Yeah.
wealth is happiness, um, and
But there's different definitions to wealth, right?
well, yeah, that this is true. But in this
Yeah.
country, the only definition is money. That's it. That's it. People
Get
people
money.
don't think of joy as a manifestation of wealth or
Mhm.
success. And so I think I probably focus on the word success more because that had always been like an issue for me and my
Mm.
self-esteem. Um
You're not
like
successful.
what yeah, like what does it
What it
mean
look like?
to be
Yeah.
successful? Right? Well, what does that mean? If am I not successful if I don't have a college degree? Because that's how I was made to feel.
Yeah. Facts.
That's how I was made to feel that my opinion, my analysis, the way I understood things about politics was invalid, didn't matter because I didn't have a college degree. So what the hell did I know? Right? And then you begin to question your life choices because, well, why don't I have a college degree? How could I be so foolish and short-sighted? And it took me a long time to get to the point, ear doctor and y'all viewing, it took me a long time to get to the point where I realized not everybody needs to go to college to be legitimate.
Mm-mm.
The piece of paper from an institution does not confer upon you legitimacy or knowledge or intellect. Going to college doesn't give you those things. Going to college helps you organize your thoughts,
Mhm.
it teaches you how to study, how to research. It teaches you a level of discipline,
Mhm.
that okay, cool. Time management.
Teaches you how not to be a kid anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, well, some people, because
Some
clearly,
people, you
clearly,
right about that. You right about that.
well, clearly.
Or it could teach you how to be a kid for the rest of your life.
And get away with
I'm
it.
not talking about y'all frats and fraternities and am I?
but it took me a long time to break away from that indoctrination that told particularly black people that success means highly educated, and highly educated means college degrees, as
Mhm.
many as you can. And so I had struggled with this whole idea that I am not intelligent, I am not um I don't have anything valuable to offer. I'm not smart and I'm not successful because I didn't finish college.
Yeah.
Right? You the work that it takes us to dismantle this type of capitalist focused indoctrination is so much. Um, and even that is a part of like the work life balance question, because then you have to think of like how much of a toll it takes on you to realize that a lot of your um personal feelings of shortcomings or what, that's what this comes from, that's what it comes
Mhm.
from. A lot of us have, these really bad self-esteem issues, and I think this is another reason why we don't know how to get along with each other, because we're all beaten down by this system. And what we're all told, hey, if you don't have a fat bag, if you don't have a bunch of degrees, if you're not pushing the latest car, if you're not able to buy $1 million home, then you ain't making it. You ain't successful. You're nothing in this society and in this country. God, that's what we grow up in, and that's what we spend our lives aspiring to. Some of us realize, wait a minute, this is killing us.
Yeah.
There's got to be something better than this. And then we go on this kind of journey to pursue what better than this is. And I think that's where we find that balance. That's where we start to shrug off some of this stuff that we've learned and free ourselves from that indoctrination. And that's where I think we find this balance. Because once we start chucking off some of these expectations that this system puts on us that are false, that keeps us on this treadmill, that's when we realize, oh wait, I can do something else.
Mm.
I
Hey,
can
I
do
tell my
something that I
kid,
love, but it doesn't have to be a struggle.
nah, I tell my kids all the time, I'm wealthy due to my relationships. I have so many relationships with people where if I need something, I just call. I just make a call, and it's really about that. I mean, great conversation with you today, Jackie. We touched some news. We touched a lot of different topics. Thank y'all,
Mhm.
chat room, for chiming in with your questions and for just being here with your intelligence. What you got coming up, Jackie, on Darker Than Blue?
I think I will be talking to one of the other contributors for this book, China Changes Everything. Oh, I forgot. I said I was going to put the link in the chat for you to purchase the book. So let me do that. Oh my God.
Yes.
Because I need you to buy this book. And when you, I'm just going to show you all the page right now for the link. When you buy this book from this website that I'm going to give you this link for, you can buy it at a discount, $15 instead of 25. You will be
Ooh, look at that.
helping us a great deal. Really good. And here's the link for you right there. I'll probably be talking to somebody about it on Darker Than Blue as we prepare to promote the book
Nice.
in New York Saturday.
Oh snap! Okay, Jack Hayes gonna be outside on tour. Let's go. More work. Uh, big up to you for adding some more work onto your load there, Jackie.
Yeah, I don't know when to stop. Jesus Christ.
And once again, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow as classical breakdown. We explore Isaac Hayes at 11 a.m. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty dope. It's a lot of dope music Isaac Hayes has given us over the years, and movies and sitcoms when it comes to
Mhm, mhm.
cartoons. What is it, Park Set? What's that? South Park?
South Park, yeah,
All that stuff.
yeah.
So make
We
sure y'all
forgive
tune
him
in.
for his weird Scientology beliefs. That's all right.
I mean, yeah, we all got some wild
Okay.
beliefs.
Yeah, I don't think he's hurt anybody. Has he hurt anybody? Because we don't. You never know.
Nah, I don't know. But big up to him, big up to his sons, big up to his son that's
That's
doing
right.
the damn, it's a damn shame I can't remember the other social media handle that his son put out. Let me look at the chat room. I'm sure they pretty much came out with it. Anyway, yeah, big up to damn, what's his son's name, y'all? He got the other social
I don't
media
know.
handle.
I don't know. I
They
don't
know.
know. I
Isaac
don't know.
Hayes' son.
I
It's a
don't know.
whole nother black.
What he look like? Do I want to know?
Yeah, bald headed.
Okay, that's half the.
Damn, that's messed up. And we should definitely be supporting him also. I just can't remember the damn name. Which is fan. What is it? Anyway, damn. All right, we'll be back here tomorrow for some more of the Remix Morning Show. And yes, make sure y'all tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend that it is on once again.
Mhm.
Thank y'all. And we are out of this piece. So let me go ahead and put this up and let y'all know that we out. Peace, y'all.
Mhm.
Have a great one. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
And don't rock the boat like this clown bald
remix, 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 remix.